have a very broad different definition of what culture is. It often amazes me that when people say that they're not creative or artistic, but any living being is a cultural being. My name's Sarah Last. I'm the Artistic Director and CEO of the Wired Lab, a not-for-profit arts and cultural organisation based in Muddamar in southwest New South Wales. The Wired Lab started from a desire for me to establish a contemporary arts organisation that was delivering activities and focusing on the rural and regional context. I could see a real gap across the broader national arts sector and really wanting to focus on the authenticity and the uniqueness of what regional and rural Australia is and can offer. The Wired Lab's a not-for-profit organisation, which means I report to a board. I'm also a director of the company. My role as artistic director is I put forward the artistic vision and the goals of the company, and I also curate the program of activities, be it from our local community workshops through to our larger scale contemporary art projects where we commission Australian and international artists to work on projects with us. First and foremost, I'm an artist, and that's where this drive to continue working in the creative industries comes from. And in terms of running an arts company, I've done what most artists do is gather additional skills to support their practice. In recent years, we've really expanded the Wide Open Labs workshop model to more of a formal program of activity that is offered across the region, be Southwest Slopes through to the Eastern Riverina region. The Wired Lab was first created as a platform for contemporary art practices to be explored, and that's one thing that we've become quite renowned for on the national and international stage, is that we offer really unique opportunities for contemporary artists to create works. If you're attracting really interesting artists and people to your projects, you're also being able to generate activities from within and skills from within your community, and that just has a watershed effect. One recent example is our Wide Open Day festival, where we created a project oriented around agriculture, where we worked with the agricultural community and explored different models of agriculture and different systems. And we really referred to the farmers and the rural community as our peers and advisors in devising those works. So essentially they became collaborators with the artists and were treated like peers. In the arts industry, it's called participatory artworks. And I really think that is the most valuable way you can get community voices heard and involved in cultural activities. It's about creating an authentic and new platform for engagement and investigation. I found some particular community projects that we've done recently really rewarding. We worked with young people and Tamara Dean on a photography project. Some of the young people that participated in that were from Cootamundra and Tumut, and quite a few of them weren't even contemplating a career in creative industries or the arts, or going to university, and now some of them want to go to university, and that's just been inspired by the experience of going around with a contemporary photographer and an artist and looking at where they live and getting a renewed appreciation of who they are and where they live. I really love it when the work that we do and our collaborations get recognised on a national stage, because for me it really proves that best practice activities can come from a regional context. And I think there's a common myth that contemporary art comes from and ideas comes from the metropolitan urban context, and I just don't think that's true at all. If you can attract funding to the organisation, it's not just to the benefit of the organisation. Because of our brief, bringing art to community in new ways, anytime that an organisation like the Wired Lab gets funding, we're then creating employment in the region. We're also creating enriching cultural activities in the region, and they can have a huge watershed effect. I think for me, the great benefit of starting Wired Lab in Cootamundra is I grew up in Cootamundra. So I'm a known face. My family have been in the Cootamundra area for quite some time. it's like one of their own has come back, and I think people really value that, a young person choosing to live in a rural and regional area, because we all hear doom and gloom about there being no jobs and no activity, and I've felt nothing but valued in Cootamundra. It's been really quite wonderful. It's definitely challenging being a working mother and also operating a farm. It's very mixed way to operate in terms of having an arts company and a farming company. I think for my benefit, I'm not new to being on the land and working on the land. This is the environment I grew up in. So I'm lucky in that regard. And in terms of being a parent and working full-time and running an arts company, again, I think I feel really lucky in that I'm actually doing a job that I want to do. I'm really proud that my children see me being really busy and occupied and constantly inspired. I think creativity creates critical thinkers and thoughtful people. The value of what we do in the cultural services and activity has immense value for the communities that we live in, and I just want to nurture that.